everybody's kind of putting it as one of their favourite rubbish films. I'm so sorry to insult
you seem very good in those days at doing fights, doing fights. From Rush with Love and 1 Million Years BC and in this one. A bit of a speciality.
Yes, I was. I mean, there was a huge. I remember there was a huge. It was Terry O'Neill who did this photograph, and there was a huge double spread in one of those Mirror or Espresso or whatever it was, and it said "Battling Beswick goes again." Right, Battling Beswick does it again. So, I don't know. I seem to be quite. Well, I love to dance, so I don't know. It was sort of easy for me to sort of move. You know? I wasn't a fighter. I was just a lover.
Have you found since it's had a bit of a cult reputation? People do talk to you about it and say how much they love it.
Oh, I'm absolutely amazed. I'm like blown away every time somebody says, "Oh, I love Slave Girls." I go, no, it was actually quite fun because the whole thing was done on the set. It was just a redress set. And of course, using all the costumes for all the extras and everyone, I got new ones, however. I did say to him, I said, okay, I'll do this film, Michael, if I can wear makeup. Because I've been wearing before, because only Raquel could wear makeup. I said, if I can wear makeup and have new fur bikinis, new leather bikinis. And he said, done. I have a couple of reels, like the original film. I mean, it's probably all sort of like burnt out by now. But I got hold of it in America, in LA, a long time ago, I mean, like years ago. And a friend of mine had a screening room, and we showed it, and we got, the wines, champagne, and cheeses and stuff, and we sat down in this screening room, and every time, and had hysterics, and every time the dancing came on, we went, oh, and it was just hilarious. I mean, I sat there just in stitches watching this thing going on. Everybody was dancing. As I said, whether they died or they lived, they danced.
I was having lunch in Pinewood, and at the next table was Jimmy Carreras and the Hammer people. And Roy Baker was at my table. We were discussing Hammer and the fact that they didn't seem to have anywhere to go. And suddenly I said, oh, I've got a good idea. What about Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde? He turns into a woman. And we all laughed about it. But as I was leaving, Jimmy said, can you come along to my office next Tuesday? And I said, yeah, fine. I got it. Next Tuesday, I went to Hammer House and got in their lift, which was an old lift with an iron gate you could see through. And as I came up to their floor, there facing me was this huge new poster for Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. Well, I hadn't written the word in it. So it's based on a poster.
I believe you put in basically you put in Jack the Ripper, you put in Burke and Hare. You're having sort of fun with this idea, it seems.
I always have fun with all the ideas, actually. Otherwise, it gets a bit turgid sitting on your own and facing a typewriter. Got to have a bit of amusement. Hitchcock knew that. There isn't any Hitchcock film, which even includes Psycho, that doesn't have moments of relieving humour in it. So I learned from the best.
Apparently, you once expressed a regret that you didn't actually manage to work Sherlock Holmes into it as well. I think
That's
you
a good
did.
Idea.
It's got everybody else in.
Yeah. I did later on, though, was commissioned to write a play on the centenary of Sherlock Holmes and Jack the Ripper. It was called Holmes and the Ripper, which ran on tour very successfully. And it's still done occasionally.
Brian, given that your first two Hammer productions kind of subvert what people may have expected from a Hammer film, does this betray the fact that you thought Hammer was getting a bit tired or needed refreshing, or the formula was getting a bit stale?
Well, I thought so, yes, because there were several things that they did, like Frankenstein and Dracula, particularly Dracula. It was really the same story, constantly recycled. You know, it was painting by numbers, really. It meant girls getting their throat bitten on the neck, and then Van Helsing would come in and suspect vampires, and then it would focus on Christopher Lee, and it's always the same casting, Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, and it would end, this film would end, with the most compelling character, which was Dracula, being staked through the heart. That seemed to me a bit sort of negative, really. So I tried to change things. Some people said if they'd continued that wind of change, they might still be making lots of films now. I have written it as a fiery gypsy maiden, and you're more smouldering than fiery. Yeah. Oh, you smoulder wonderfully.
What a hot flash now.
But when you came in, I liked you so much. And it was at the suggestion of James' career.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I thought you were terrific, and quickly changed the concept, which didn't do it any harm at all.
Oh. To do something for men's dark rum, a man's dark rum called Lamb's Navy Rum, and it was posters. And Sir James apparently lived in Brighton at the time and used to travel up and down and see these great big hoardings, billboards of this rather tough-looking lady in a wet suit and a knife and a wetsuit cut down to my navel. So apparently I was sent in to see him, and I did a reading and a screen test and stuff. And I had a contract.
I loved Hammer films. They were a terrific turn on, and there were some very, very attractive actresses in them. I think possibly I may have decided I wanted to be an actor. I hope that one day I might actually meet some of them.
Well, you met at least two.
Yes, indeed. When I went to meet John and Harry Fine and Michael Stiles, they made me stand in the doorway to see if I was actually 6 foot. I said I was 6 foot. I think I was in those days. I don't know how many more, but I managed to just scrape in at 6 foot, which makes me wonder if someone like Tom Cruise would have actually got the part.